The following are direct quotes taken from reviews of Human Centipede 2 full sequence. First up, Roger Ebert. The film is irreprehensible, dismaying, ugly, artless, and an affront to any notion, however remote, of human decency. This next one is from Brian Egert from Deep Focus Reviews. Whatever nonsensical artistic rationalization Six uses to justify the Human Centipede 2, the result leaves you feeling empty and flat, if annoyed by its lack of substance and scares. And finally, Scott Weinberg from The Horror Show. Most children give up their poop obsession by age 4. Tom Six still hasn't. Hello everyone, welcome back to Carnage Reviews. My name is Eric and today we are going back to ass to mouth. Yep, I'm still using that joke. With Human Centipede 2, the full sequence. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm reviewing Human Centipede 1 through 3. I started with Human Centipede 1, which I reviewed last week. Yep, YouTube is gonna love me. And I highly recommend you check out that video before watching this one, for context's sake, and also I just want people to watch my videos. Before we dive head first, pun definitely intended, into Human Centipede 2, just a quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed to Carnage Reviews already, what the fuck is wrong with you? Nah, I'm just kidding. But yes, seriously, subscribing to the channel is the best way to keep up to date with everything going on here at Carnage Reviews. Just give it a clickety-clickety-click to that subscribe button, and then give a jangle to that little bell notification to be notified when I upload new content. The Human Centipede 2 full sequence was written and directed by Tom Six. It stars Lawrence R. Harvey and a returning Ashlyn Yennie. Yes, the girl who was the ass of the Human Centipede in the first one. But this time, she's playing herself. Yes, that's right. This is a meta film. Human Centipede 2 opens where the first one ended. Lindsay, the middle piece, is left alone as her best friend dies. The camera pans up and the credits roll. We then see the end of the movie playing on a laptop as a mentally challenged man named Martin working in a parking garage watches it. Martin sees two people on the security camera who he quickly confronts, attacks, and kidnaps. He also kidnaps a man off screen who he sees yelling at him through the security camera. We then see Martin drive to a warehouse that's for rent, where he gets excited about the space and quickly kills the man renting it out. As a child, Martin was sexually abused by his father and has nightmares about it quite frequently. He is asthmatic and lives with his verbally abusive mother, who blames him for his father going to jail. Martin sees a doctor who also seems to have ill intentions towards him. Obsessed with the Human Centipede movie, he dreams one day of making his own 12-person centipede. The more people Martin abducts and hides away in his abandoned warehouse, the closer he gets to his dream. Ashlyn Yennie, who starred in the first film, also becomes involved as she is tricked into believing she is auditioning for the next Tarantino movie. So, in my previous review of The Human Centipede Part 1, I said that I didn't find the movie all that graphic, that really it was more psychological, and it just wasn't really that shocking. Well, Tom Six was quoted as saying during the making of The Human Centipede Part 2 that the Part 2 would make the first film look like My Little Pony. And holy hell, he was not lying. Let me just break it down for you how messed up this movie is. In The Human Centipede Part 2, we have masturbation with sandpaper, child molestation, implied luckily, baby head smashing, old woman head smashing, and proper use of a staple gun, a clear overdosage of laxatives, plenty of red and brown stuff, yes, brown stuff. It also has a very disturbing centipede rape scene, yes, I am saying this correctly. There is a centipede rape scene. I almost don't even know where to begin with this movie. I mean, even after seeing it a few different times now, it's still like, holy shit, this movie exists. And based on the quotes I read earlier, and also its Rotten Tomato rating, a lot of people do not like this movie. But I do, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Well, kinda. I mean, I always say with movies like this, it's not meant to be shown to little Billy or little Sally. It's not the type of movie that you want to have the whole family sit down and watch after Christmas dinner. And it's definitely not the type of movie you want to take a date to. At least let them get to know you first so they don't think you're fucking insane. Yes, Human Centipede Part 2 full sequence is very disturbing and it's very gory. It's a mean-spirited movie that's very unapologetic. There's a reason it's been banned or censored in other countries, but is it devoid of any artistic value? No, I don't think so. Like the first Human Centipede film, Human Centipede 2 is also very strong technical-wise. It's well shot, it's well edited, it's well lit, and I gotta say that 6 made a great choice having Human Centipede Part 2 in black and white. It just really fits with the grim and, this unforgiving tone of the movie. There is a color version, which I did watch, that was included in the Blu-ray collection that I have, but honestly, I think the black and white version is better. It just fits more, especially with the effects. The laxative scene, which I sadly can't show you uncensored because YouTube would burn me at the stake, is a lot more effective in black and white than it was in color, surprisingly. The character of Martin, who I can't really decide if he's a anti-hero or a villain. I want to say he's a little bit of both, but the actor who played him, Lawrence Harvey, does a really good job with his character. I mean, the character doesn't speak at all through the entire film. The only sounds he makes are either squeals, cries, or fart noises. Yes, fart noises. So basically, with the character, it's all in the expression. And Lawrence Harvey does a really good job with this. He can be both sympathetic and downright demented all at the same time. My favorite scene in the movie is actually a little bit of a black comedy moment. Martin kills his mother in a very violent and gruesome fashion, and he props her dead body up at the kitchen table, and he sits across from her eating his dinner, which I just found very funny. The special effects in the movie are very well done, and they look very realistic, and they do look good in both the colored and the black and white version. However, I find them to be more effective in the black and white version. In fact, I read that Tom Six apparently wanted to originally shoot the first Human Centipede in black and white as well too, which, I think that would have been a good choice. I think that movie may have come off a lot better if it was in black and white. It would have had that old school horror movie feel. The ending of the movie was very interesting as well too. After Martin achieves his dream, in his own special way, of creating his centipede, things go awry and he has to kill everybody pretty much, and he leaves. And then we cut to a very similar shot from the beginning of the movie where he's just sitting at his desk watching the first Human Centipede on his laptop. And then the movie just kind of ends. So it's never really known if what transpired actually happened or if it was inside of his head. I think there's more to this movie than people give it credit for. Sure, it's shocking just for the sake of being shocking, but it's an exploitation film. I don't know what you expect. I mean, it's got a great performance by Harvey. It's made well. It's got great special effects. It's way better than the first film. Of course, the first film didn't really set the bar that high, but still, it's a lot more of a watchable film, I think anyways, than the first one. With all that said, I give The Human Centipede Part 2 full sequence 5 skulls. Thanks for checking out today's video, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of Human Centipede Part 2. And just a heads up, my review of Part 3 will be a bit delayed. I am going out of town this weekend, so the video may be delayed by a week or so. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. And if you enjoyed today's video, please consider tapping that like button. With that said, guys, stay healthy, stay safe, and remember, never go ass to mouth. Bye-bye, guys.